All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about one of the hottest teams, a team in the NFL that you actually do need to start keeping an eye on, and it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sitting here at 8-6, they have now won 4 straight football games, and finally a beautiful road victory, 40-17 against the Los Angeles Chargers this afternoon. It wasn't even close. Technically, Tampa was trailing 17-13 at halftime. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went on 5 straight scoring drives to just complete the 40-17 domination victory. They had 506 total yards of offense, folks. The Los Angeles Chargers were the number 1 ranked defense heading into this week. Number 1 ranked scoring defense in the National Football League. They also, with Justin Herbert, only had 205 total yards of offense. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers finished with 10 explosive plays, including 7 of 20 or more and 2 of more than 50. Folks, I don't care if you don't agree with me. I don't care if you don't believe me. You have to put some respect on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They headed into this weekend as the 6th best scoring offense in the National Football League. They were putting up almost 30 points a game. Almost 30 points a game. And the biggest issue people have with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, mainly Bucs fans, because if you're not a Bucs fan, you probably know nothing about this team. That's a media joke, is the defense. Yet in a game like today, the defense stepped up. So folks, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking I gotta take this out about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Beautiful day here, beautiful night. It's 10 o'clock at night here in Dunedin, Florida. But anyways, hit that like button, hit that sub button. If we could try and get this one to 200 likes, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. So once again, Tampa somehow was trailing 17-13 at halftime. But at no point in this entire football game did I ever think Tampa was going to lose it. At no point did I ever feel like Tampa should lose it. Even heading into the football game, I never really was stressed that Tampa couldn't win this game. And the reason it's important is because, first off, they took the lead in the NFC South this past weekend, right? Sitting here at 7-6. And their final 4 games of the season, the Los Angeles Chargers were by far the best team on the schedule. So it starts today, Sunday, on the road against Los Angeles Chargers. Next Sunday, Tampa takes on the Dallas Cowboys, and then you have back-to-back home matchups against Carolina Panthers and New Orleans Saints. So the thought process here is that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can go 11-6, at the very least 10-7, and still, even though they lost both 2 games against Atlanta earlier on in the season, that they can still easily win this division and head into the playoffs with home field advantage, or a home playoff game, I should say, as the 3rd seed. And the reason that's important is because of last season. Tampa Bay at one point was 4-7. They ended up finishing the season 9-8. They made the playoffs, and they handily beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round of the playoffs. And then they headed to Detroit, Ford Field, to take on the Detroit Lions, and they kept it competitive. And so, I keep making these Buccaneers videos, and people keep saying, well, it's cool. The offense is cool. It's cool that they're a borderline top 5 offense in the NFL. But I'm worried about their defense. And then I watch a game like today where Justin Herbert goes 21-33 for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They held, and I know J.K. Dobbins, the starting running back for the Chargers, is on IR, but the Chargers as a team ran the ball 11 times for 32 yards, averaging 2.9 yards per carry. So I think this defense, led by Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield when he comes back, old man, what's his nickname? Ageless Wonder, Levante David. There are OG veteran studs littered all across this team, especially on the defense with those guys we just named. And I just think if a team like Tampa gets into the playoffs, if they're putting up 30 every other game, I don't think you want to play them. I really don't think you do. Today, Baker Mayfield, 22-27, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception and 1 sack. That interception was bad. Baker Mayfield's going to make mistakes. He's going to throw some interceptions, whether or not it's his fault. But even when it is his fault, it never really makes that big of a difference. As long as Baker Mayfield's not throwing 2 or 3 picks on a game-to-game basis, he's not losing your football games. Baker Mayfield is having a phenomenal season with new offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, and the running game is the difference. It's what separates this team from last year's team. Last year's team, as the worst ranked rushing offense in the NFL, won a playoff game. Bucky Irving this afternoon, 15 carries, 117 yards, averaged 7.8 yards per carry, including a long of 54. Rashad White, 15 carries for 64 yards, averaging 4.3 yards per carry. As a whole, Tampa Bay ran the football 39 times for 223 yards, averaging 5.7 yards per carry, against the number one scoring defense in the NFL. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe random people commenting, random people on Twitter saying the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team should not be feared. They shouldn't even be talked about. Like, I don't see that in any way, shape, or form. First ballot Hall of Famer, Mike Evans, 9 catches, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jalen McMillan, the rookie, stepping up big time the last 2 games in the absence of Chris Godwin, who's done for the season. McMillan had 5 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. But we have to talk about this defense a little bit. Jamel Dean with a huge, absolutely huge interception. Levante David also had 12 total tackles, including a sack and a half. We just mentioned Dean's his interception. V. Jones had 2 forced fumbles. Logan Hall having a nice season. He had a sack and a half. Folks, the stats tell the story. The Los Angeles Chargers had nothing going at any point offensively this entire football game. Justin Herbert, one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the National Football League, literally just went 21 of 33 for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. They just held this team to 32 rushing yards. And I just do not see that the defense is this huge issue. Is the defense perfect? Absolutely not. Is the defense going to be tweaked with and messed around with a little bit in the offseason? 100,000%. But is it a defense that can step up when they need to step up? I'd say 100%. And so if this is an offense putting up 40 against the best scoring defense on the road in LA, this team, whether you want to admit it or not, you need to pay attention to this team. All right. We're just getting the facts out. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more Bucs videos, let me know down below, but especially my Bucs fans, but everybody, let me know down below. Tampa's sitting here at 8-6. How far can this team truly go in the playoffs? Thank you for watching. Hit the like button. We'll see you in a couple of days. Peace.